All right, so are you ready to get happy?
Well, happier at least.
Exactly. That's what we're diving deep into today.
Sounds fun.
It is. We're looking at this text called Pasted Text, and it's all about like practical strategies for boosting your happiness levels.
Strategies, huh? So not just like think happy thoughts.
No, it's way more actionable than that.
Okay.
It's like, okay, here are some things you can actually do to cultivate more happiness in your life.
I like that. Actionable. So what kind of things are we talking about?
Well, get this.
Mm.
One of the things it suggests is actually scheduling time for worrying.
Scheduling. Like putting it in your calendar. Tuesday at 3 p.m., worry about everything.
Pretty much. I know, it sounds kind of crazy, right?
It does. But I can see the logic behind it, I think.
Yeah. Wait, think about it. We're always told to, like, think positive, be optimistic. But this is more about, like, acknowledging that we all have worries, you know?
Right.
It's about giving them a designated space and time so they don't just, like, take over your entire headspace.
It's like containing the negativity instead of letting it run wild.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So tell me, what else in the text really stood out to you?
Well, I mean, besides the whole worry scheduling thing, which is definitely memorable,
Sure.
there was a big emphasis on gratitude.
Gratitude. Okay.
Yeah, and it wasn't just about like saying thank you for things. It was more about actively seeking out things to be grateful for every day.
I love that. It's almost like training your brain to focus on the good stuff
Exactly.
instead of, all the things that are stressing you out.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's always something to be grateful for, even when things are tough.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like having a warm cup of coffee in the morning.
Right. Or a roof over your head.
Totally. Okay, so let's say someone's listening to this and they're thinking, all right, I'm ready to get on board with this gratitude thing.
Hmm.
What would be like one small step they could take today to start incorporating it into their lives?
Let's see. I'd say maybe take 5 minutes before bed tonight and just write down 3 things you're grateful for.
Easy enough.
Right. It doesn't have to be anything big or profound, just 3 simple things.
I love that little gratitude practice before bed.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So we've talked about scheduling worry. We've talked about practicing gratitude. What other happiness boosting strategies did we find in this text?
Well, one thing that struck me was the idea of setting happiness goals.
Happiness goals. Okay, break that down for me.
So it's kind of like how you might set goals for your career
Yeah.
or your fitness, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is about applying that same principle to your happiness. It's about being intentional about the things that bring you joy.
So like actively pursuing things that make you happy.
Exactly. Instead of just hoping happiness will magically find you, you're like taking charge and making it happen.
I love that. It's proactive happiness.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've all heard about like setting SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable, all that.
Right.
So what would a SMART happiness goal even look like?
Well, it could be something as simple as I'm going to spend 30 minutes each day doing something I enjoy, whether that's reading, listening to music, spending time with loved ones, whatever.
I like that. That's very specific. It's measurable. It's achievable.
Right.
It ticks all the boxes.
And the key is, to make it something that genuinely brings you joy.
Right. Okay, so we've got some solid strategies here. We've got scheduling worry time, practicing gratitude, setting happiness goals. But, life isn't always sunshine and rainbows.
Definitely not.
So what about when things get tough? Can these strategies really hold up during those rough patches?
That's a great question. And, the text doesn't pretend that these strategies will make you immune to challenges.
Right.
Life is going to throw curveballs no matter what. But what these strategies can do is help you build resilience
Okay.
so that when those tough times hit, you're better equipped to handle them. You're not just like knocked completely off balance.
So it's not about being happy all the time. It's about having the tools to bounce back when things inevitably go wrong.
Exactly.
That makes sense. It's like you're not trying to avoid negative emotions altogether. We're just trying to manage them in a healthier way.
Yeah, and you're building up your inner strength so you can weather the storms.
I like that, weathering the storms. And, I think that ties in with the idea of happiness being a journey, not a destination.
Absolutely. There will always be ups and downs, good days and bad days.
The goal isn't to eliminate the bad days completely. It's to have the skills and the mindset to navigate them effectively.
Right. And to appreciate the good days even more when they come around.
So true. Well, this has been a really insightful deep dive, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. We've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah. And, it's got me thinking about one thing that wasn't explicitly addressed in the text.
Oh, What's
The
that?
whole idea of mindset.
Mindset. Okay.
Like, can you actually choose to be happy even when your circumstances are less than ideal?
That's a great question. And, it's something I think about a lot.
Me too. It's almost like, how much control do we really have over our own happiness?
Right. Is it something we can cultivate from within, regardless of what's happening externally?
Yeah, exactly. It's a big question. And one that I think is worth pondering as you explore these happiness strategies for yourself.
I agree. It's something to keep in mind as you go on your own happiness journey.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this happiness-boosting adventure. And to all of you listening out there, we hope this deep dive has given you some practical tools and inspiration to create more joy in your own lives.
And remember, happiness is a journey, not a destination. So enjoy the ride.
Beautifully said.
Thanks.
And until next time, keep those happiness goals high.
And those worries scheduled.
You got it.